a record that stood tall for 40 years, scoring 10,000 points from behind the arc, 40 free throws scored in a game. The 22-23 NBA season delivered many impressive records, great highlights, and huge excitement. So today we've brought you the list of some of the most thrilling NBA records that were broken in 2023. Let's start with the biggest elephant in the room. This record was more than a stat. It was more than a number. It was a legacy, history, and it seemed impossible to be broken. It stood tall against the likes of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and the great Shaq. For once, it seemed untouchable. But then came the king of the NBA, the man with the prowess and finesse to usurp Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the highest point scorer in the history of the NBA. At the start of the 2022-2023 season, LeBron James was only 1350 points behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's colossal tally of 38.377 points. And on the 7th of February 2023, the day came when LeBron James shook the world and changed history with a fadeaway shot from the foul line at the end of the third quarter, as he surpassed the unsurpassable. At this moment, he became immortal, the absolute king of the NBA. And guess who was sitting in the audience? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar himself. But this record wasn't the only feather in LeBron James's hat. The GOAT made another stellar NBA record in January this year when he scored 40 points against the Clippers. And with this feat, he became the first player to have scored 40 points against all 30 NBA franchises. Pretty impressive, right? Well, the only other NBA superstar that comes close to him is Steph Curry. The baby-faced assassin is leading the charts as the highest three-point scorer in the history of the NBA. And he has more than 3,300 three-pointers to his name. But this year, he made a unique record as he became the first player in NBA to have scored 10,000 points from behind the arc. This bloke has no plans to slow down anytime soon. If they make a museum for NBA records, he will need an entire floor. Speaking of records, how about a team record while taking three-pointers? Well, the Golden State Warriors have their own peculiar ways of playing in the NBA. And this year, the recently broken Warrior Splash Trio, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Jordan Poole, scored 779 three-pointers, making a team record for most threes in a single season. This was wild. But not as wild as Chris Paul's record. This lad can work wonders. In fact, in October 2022, he entered the history books with a first-quarter assist to his DeAndre Ayton, becoming only the third player in NBA history with 11,000 assists, joining the ranks of John Stockton and Jason Kidd. As of now, he stands third on the list of all-time assist leaders, with an average of 9.4 assists per game. This consistency is beyond impressive. Well, consistency reminds me of Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler. In January 2023, they scored 40 out of 40 free throws. They hit the slot every time, and the guy who led the pack was none other than Jimmy Butler. Miami topped the 39 for 39 effort by Utah against Portland in December 1982. Butler was incredible. He scored 35 points and was 23 for 23 from the line, tying the second most makes without a miss in NBA history, only behind James Harden, who made 24 without a miss for Houston in December 2019, and Dirk Nowitzki, who scored 24 times from the line without a miss. As we're discussing some outstanding NBA records, Jason Tatum is a guy we can never dare to overlook. Because this year, he made an elite record as he went on to score a fantastic tally of 55 points, the highest points scored in a single All-Star game. He broke Anthony Davis's record of 52 points, joining the list of elite NBA superstars. But guys, all of us had seen this coming. Jason had been exceptional throughout the season. He broke Larry Bird's 3 decades-old record. Can you believe this? Tatum surpassed Larry Bird to become the player with the most 30-point games in an NBA season. He had 42 30-point games in this season alone, overtaking Larry Bird's tally of 39. And at one point, he was competing with Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic for the MVP award. This year's NBA was all about breaking previous records, and the Golden State Warriors, although they didn't win the championship, they broke record after record. They were nothing less than a point-scoring machine in the final game of the 2022-23 regular season. Against the Trailblazers, the Warriors made history as they scored 55 points in the first quarter, the most points scored in the first quarter. Klay Thompson was the Warriors' primary source of inspiration in the first quarter, as he produced 17 points and had 5 three-pointers. He reached the 300 three-pointers mark for the season, the only player in the entire league to do so. But there is one record that makes the Warriors' 55-point quarter look very ordinary, and this record was made by Udonis Haslem. At 42 years and 304 days old, Haslem became the 5th oldest player to appear in an NBA game. The 3-time champion old head was playing the last game of his 20-year career. And this became special because just in his 7th game of the year, Haslem poured in 24 points in 25 minutes, including 3 three-pointers. And with this, he became the oldest NBA player to score 20 points or more in the history of the NBA. But how about a player from Slovenia who has been unstoppable ever since he stepped on the hardwood of the NBA? Luka Doncic was on fire this season. During the Dallas Mavericks' December 27th game against the New York Knicks, he tallied the first-ever 60-point triple-double in history. Doncic had 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists as he led the Mavs to a 126-121 win in a nail-biting contest. He also broke multiple other records throughout the season, like becoming the first to record 250 points, 50 rebounds, and 50 assists in a 5-game span. The second player after Wilt Chamberlain to score 30 points average in the first 8 games of the season. One more of his legendary fellow players, the Joker, has been remarkable too. These foreign players have brought new energy to the NBA. Jokic became the first player in NBA Finals history to record a triple-double with 30 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists. In a 109-94 win against the Miami Heat in Game 3, Jokic finished the game with 32 points. It was his 10th triple-double in the 2023 NBA playoffs. The Serbian star became the first player in NBA history with 10-plus triple-doubles in a single playoff run. He is also responsible for 3 of the 5 30-20-10 playoff games ever, with 2 coming in these playoffs. Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar share the other 2. Additionally, in Game 2 of the NBA Finals, Jokic and Jamal Murray became the first teammates in NBA history to record 30-point triple-doubles in the same game. Amongst many other things, 2023 marked the 50th anniversary of the San Antonio Spurs. They hosted the January 13, 2023 game against the defending champions, Golden State Warriors, at the Alamodome. The Spurs were hosting 68,323 spectators at the venue, setting a single-game record for attendance. 68,000 fans in a single NBA game. This is jaw-dropping. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time.